Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Wednesday in a flash, the 8th day of July, and into the 90s we have climbed again weather wise, and we are still expected to do so. 89 to 90, right on the mark. What's the difference? For most everyone in the viewing area, we'll talk about sun and shower chances, and still a front that arrives to give us some good shower and storm chances for the very latter part of the work week and the weekend. Some more timing and more to discuss on that issue in just a few moments. That, I believe, was a flicker of the lights. A lot of folks, including myself, either got out a little earlier on time or showered in the dark this morning. Power outage due to an issue down on 460 West near North McGoffin Elementary had many residents in Sigersville and in that portion of the county as well without power for several hours this morning. That was fixed. I hope that flicker is not a sign of things to come in the next few moments, and I'll leave it at that. We will tonight spend most of our program talking to Superintendent of Schools Scott Helton. Now, this is an important interview. We are going to discuss a whole lot of things, not just the start date of schools, which they've already put out there, and we have as well, as September the 8th. But in regards to virtual classes, in person classes, this is the most information that is available as of right now. And we'll also talk about a number of other subjects as well. So we'll get to that in just a few seconds. Real quickly, let's get to today's COVID-19 update state and locally. The governor announcing a reminder that his next press conference is going to be held tomorrow. He's also already announcing one for this Friday as well. And in today's briefing, he's also announcing that since rising case numbers are a cause for concern, tomorrow his office and he will be announcing some new requirements that are going to be mandatory across the state of Kentucky. He said today in his release that, quote, given what we are seeing across the country with exploding numbers in certain places, his commitment is to make sure that doesn't happen here. And he'll be making announcements of mandatory issues, mandates tomorrow. We'll have those for you, of course, on tomorrow night's program. In today's update, the governor announced one of the highest numbers for daily COVID-19 cases. Keep in mind, we had a high of 600 and I believe 28 cases back in May for a single day total. Today, 402 new cases were announced, the most we've had in many, many weeks. He also announced, I believe it was today, another number of deaths related to Kentuckians. 6 lives lost in the past 24 hours confirmed, 608 altogether. These today announced ranging in age from 67 to 77. As of today, there have been 451,451 tests done in Kentucky, and so far almost 5,000 Kentuckians have recovered from the virus. Here locally, in our daily update, just coming in a few moments ago from Mayor Pete Shepard, our health director, 929 people have been tested in McGoffin County. 916 of those cases are negative, with 7 tests still pending. We still stand at 5 recovered and 2 which have isolated. 2 are still in isolation here on a local level. No new cases to report to you tonight. Well, I started seeing this out there, not really realizing just how serious of an issue it was becoming. But our friends and sponsors at the Sigersville National Bank asked me to pass this along from the Kentucky Bankers Association that in addition to everything else, the country is currently, it's a real thing, experiencing a coin shortage due to the pandemic. Without the ability, they say, to have fundraisers in schools and camps, and with many businesses requiring cards for payment, you might be surprised, as was I, at how many coins are not getting passed along. They're sitting in homes, maybe in your cup holder in your car, maybe in your couch cushion, I don't know, wherever. They're not getting recirculated into the economy, and that means that they are greatly needed. Businesses are struggling to make change, asking for your coins or asking for you to purchase whatever it is with exact change. Banks and businesses need your coins, so now is a good time to get them out and cash them in. Banks need coins because local businesses, of course, have to request them. Local businesses need coins because they can't get them. Because if they can't get them from the bank, the business has to require exact change or that you use a credit card. Many folks are using credit cards, but not everyone. So they need coins, and if you have them piling up, thinking about cashing them in, saving them for a rainy day, it's not raining, but now is a good time. So they're asking that everyone empty our piggy banks, pockets, cup holders, and exchange them for cash or deposit them in your local bank, and that will work just as well. Now, with the pandemic in regard, and banks, of course, many lobbies are still being by appointment only or otherwise. How does that work? I'll answer that for you on tomorrow's program. And Superintendent Scott Helton answers a great deal of questions about the start of school on September the 8th. We cover a variety of topics, and he has all the news that there is to announce for school plans right after this. All Pro understands that we are all just trying to make it through these most difficult of times, and they want you to know that they're here to help with any repairs or projects that you need done. Big or small, doesn't matter. They've got 0% financing for 18 months and long-term financing if you need it. If you need anything from a new gutter to a new house or a new garage, call All Pro Gutter Works and Construction, 349-9999. There is never a good time for a breakdown. They will happen, and your car at some point is going to need some repairs and maintenance. And Black Smoke Performance is open and here with professional, fast, safe service. And just in time for warm weather, they now have certified full air conditioning, diagnostics, and repair to keep you cool in whatever you drive. Black Smoke Performance, 349-8785. Come to Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville and get your prescriptions filled, your over-the-counter medications, and immune system boosters, all from the safety and comfort of your own vehicle, either in their drive-thru or with their new curbside service. You can also call ahead or just download the MyGNP app, that's Good Neighbor Pharmacy, and refill and manage your prescriptions right from your device, helping you and yours stay healthy and safe. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400. It's back. This time, it's buy one, get one half off on a fish dinner at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. That's right, this week's coupon is back in the Sagersville Independent, and it's worth half off a fish dinner when you buy one at regular price. Stop by your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Take advantage of this great offer. Pick you up some of our famous sweet tea while you're there as well, and whatever you need to feed the family for less at your Sagersville Lee's. Car accidents don't stop. Accidents at work don't stop. Disability and SSI cases don't stop. Your legal needs and concerns don't stop for the coronavirus, and neither does McFarland and Tinker. They are open, able to schedule appointments per CDC guidelines, and always available for telephone and video conferences. Please, be safe, be smart, stay home, and don't let your legal needs fall victim to the pandemic. Call McFarland and Tinker and let them take care of them for you. I spent the afternoon more than 6 feet away from across the desk with McGoffin County Superintendent of Schools Scott Helton. He touched on a number of topics: teachers coming into the classroom and work on August, and how virtual classrooms or virtual learning is not going to be anything like the NTI days that we saw, of course, for the last school year. He talks about how in-class is going to be different, how it will be live, actual virtual learning. They've also discussed how he will also discuss how they plan on doing social distancing in the classroom, wearing masks, and how there are other logistical things to work out as well, including feeding students, both those who come to school and both those who are learning at home. He also begins tonight's interview with reasons for starting school on September the 8th. He says that the board and he took into account the survey, which students and staff and parents took a part in, the calendar in regards to the Labor Day holiday and some other things. Also, Senate Bill 177, which pretty much says that anytime you start school after August the 24th, you still have to have 1,062 of instructional time.
We're required 170 days, 1,062 hours. But after August 24th, this may not make sense, but you're no longer required to do the 170, but you're still required to do the 1,062. So if you've got a calendar and a daily schedule that goes 15 minutes longer or whatever, you may accumulate a few days throughout the year. They give you the flexibility to use that to take some of those days off the calendar versus starting August 20th, you would still have to do the 170. So our our thinking was we knew we were going to go after August 24th to kind of give us that flexibility with 1,062 hours. When we got to looking at the calendar, you had Labor Day coming out and things like that. So we also decided to do the September the 8th because it would allow some of these people that have traveled and a lot of these things more time to see what impact it had as far as the virus and where we stood at that time to see if we could do our initial opening plans the way we're trying to plan for it. And speaking of the initial opening plans, what I'm doing right now is we've got our teachers coming in August, a couple of weeks prior to school starting. And we've got PD, which we've been doing PD some this summer, but we've got PD scheduled for them to work more on virtual lessons. And you're going to hear that term used a lot more than you would NTI. NTI was designed for non-traditional instruction. That is virtual lessons, but NTI, in my opinion, is going to be weather related. If we do instruction, our NTI, our virtual lessons, are going to look a lot different than what they did in the spring. We have cameras now in place in each of our classrooms. Our teachers are going to come to school and they're going to teach from the classroom. And we're going to do a hybrid, trying to start out school, some type of hybrid plan where we'll have face-to-face instruction for those that feel comfortable with coming, and we'll have virtual lessons taught at home. And it's not going to be like they put a video on there. They can watch the actual teacher teaching and participate in the lesson as it's taking place. And we'll do that through Google Classroom. And they can monitor participation, the teachers can. And if the students have a question, they can hit a button and thing over here, then they can speak and ask the teacher just like they would if they were there. The good thing about this is they're not going to get just a lot of busy work handed to them. They're actually going to get instruction. They're going to see this teacher teaching and watching, and we'll have the ability to tape some of this and help back. But the goal is that the students don't have a day where they just don't do anything. They're going to have to get up. They're going to have to watch the computer and participate through those lessons, just as if they were at class. And that's the goal. My intent right now, and our board hasn't approved anything, but my goal is we're going to have to look at social distancing. And we've done the measuring and see how many students we can get in the classrooms. It's anywhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 13 students per classroom if you do the 6-foot social distancing. We have the ability to not do the 6-foot social distancing, but that would require wearing a mask all day. And I'm not sure that I'm comfortable with that, but we haven't finalized anything yet. But my recommendation would be to start out with social distancing. Once you get to the classroom, you wear a mask till you get to the classroom, and once you get to the classroom, if you're social 6-foot avoid, you can take the mask off and while the instruction's going on. To me, that would be more feasible than trying to wear the mask all day. But we're going to have some flexibility within this plan because if we get more students showing up to school, then we can accommodate for the social distancing. I can come back and I'll have a provision made up to where I can give that out to parents at the beginning of the year. And this would occur if this occurs. So that's what I'm working on right now. But for the parents, I want them to know that we're looking at 2 options. And when parents are concerned about what they're going to get as far as instruction, I want them to understand the NTI or the virtual lessons that they're going to get this fall is going to be totally different than what they got in the spring. The spring we were kind of thrown into it, and everybody was just trying to make sure we had something. But this go around, we're going to try to make sure that we offer instruction, live interaction with those kids that are home. And as far as food and serving meals and things, that's some of the logistics that I've got to work on. We're going to have to feed kids at school, and we'll have to feed kids at home as well during these days. So those are some of the issues that I've got to work on right now. All of our staff are going to be required to wear a mask. Like I said earlier, teachers will be showing up. We're going to do social distancing with our staff as well. The other things are, I'll get a lot of questions on, we're going to do the temperature checks on the bus, if you ride a bus. We've got the handheld already in place. We've already got them here to check each student's temperature as they get on the bus, and then they'll check them again as they come to school. And the devices that we're looking at various devices to take care of that at the school level. That we may do some standalone devices that'll measure their temperatures without anyone being there, we're looking at some options on that. But I do have the handhelds for the bus drivers and the monitors already in place. There's a lot of questions. I know parents have a lot of questions and a lot of unknowns, but this is new to everyone. My goal is to make sure that if we try to offer something that will accommodate everyone, you can have face to face, but it's got to be safe, and we got to follow the CDC guidelines. And these guidelines change, and they got an email today that they're going to come out next week with some other guidelines. So this might change too about the social distancing. But what I go on now is the latest that I have, and that's my plan, is planning for the 6 foot social distancing and trying to accommodate the number of students that I can, and then do something with virtual for those that don't feel comfortable. The kids that do virtual will still be a member of that school, just like they would actually be in seats at the school. Uh, Sports, we've really not got into a lot of sports issues yet. We're allowing the high school. We got some recommendations come out from KHSA about practicing. The guidelines 10, those 10 stay together. You can't have different groups meddling, mixing together, and you can't have any more than 10 in the gym or in a area at a time. Some of the other things that I talked about, we'll have seating arrangements on buses. Every child will have a seat assigned to them, and that's where they'll sit at every day. And that's for contact tracing in case something were to happen. We would know who was around that child sitting up. Same thing in the classroom. They're going to sit, they're going to be there. And we'll try to limit the number of people that interact with those students throughout the day for the contact tracing concerns. The other things, I know some parents are concerned about the mask. Like I said, we're going to follow what the CDC recommends, and they are cumbersome. But some of the time, some of the days, some of the parts of the day, they will be required. If they're, it's basically if you move, you mask. But if you're social distance setting, you're okay. That's my take on how we're going to deal with it. I'm always practical. I know that there's going to be things that we think will be fine, won't be fine. There'll be a lot of answers, and a lot of changes, and a lot of questions that'll take place early on. And it's going to be a unique year, and it's going to be, I ask everyone to be patient because we're trying to do the best we can. Some of the other things, principals are going to be doing a survey, and I won't speak on that too much, but the next few days, parents are going to be getting calls from the principals to kind of get a feel of where we're at on how many's going to show up face to face, how many's going to be virtual, and then I need to also know connectivity, how many with the internet, and how many devices and things of that nature. We're trying to get a better number on that. So there's a lot of planning taking place, a lot of things that we're trying to accomplish and work out and anticipate, but there's a lot of things we won't be able to figure out until it happens. So I ask the parents to please be understanding. We're doing the best we can, and we'll put the information out as quick. If they want to know why I haven't put it out there detailed, it's changing quite a bit. I went ahead and did the starting date because I wanted them to understand that there's some time. There's still some time for us to, and the longer that I can wait before I put this out, I don't want to wait too long. I'll get it out to them where they have time to make a decision on what they want to do. But the longer I wait, I get all these changes that are taking place already out of the way before I put it all together. We have school principals working now to put their individual day-to-day activities together for us, and then I'll have a district plan that basically talks about the hybrid and how we're going to do the busing and how we're going to do those things. But I wanted to give the parents an understanding that there's going to be options for them, and it's not going to be kind of like it was in the spring. It's going to, but we still have the NTI days, and the good thing about the NTI days is they're unlimited. So in other words, we're not going to be making up any days throughout the year. So whenever we start and whatever's in that calendar, that's their end date, that'll probably be your end date because we've got the NTI days.
Hilton also says that some of that is subject to change, but that he will be with us here as soon as more plans are made and or changed, and we'll have that for you. You can also find out and read more about that in tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent. Let me tell you what else is in tomorrow's paper while I'm on that subject. Montgomery County's, I want to say only daycare, forgive me, daycare that I'm aware of, has reopened. after, of course, the pandemic put that and many things just completely on a standstill. And my editor, Heather Oney, has spoke with them about the process, everything you need to know, and the Sagersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is going to be starting visitation in a few days. They have been discussing that and have been in touch with her, and we have a complete workup of that. Also, more on the Highlands Regional Medical Center strike or not, the coin shortage in more detail in our Throwback Thursday page, brought to you by Grover Arnott Attorney at Law. We're going to roll you back to 1959. Take a look at the current list of teachers in McGoffin County. It's something that was very popular then and is now coming back because of the pandemic. The drive-in theater. Also, a lot of readers sent us a lot of really cute pics from the 4th of July. We'll start sharing those with you tomorrow in the Independent, and I'll have more news, including your calendar, which is a birthday or two, I believe, and your weather forecast in just a minute. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by. For huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. Times have changed. Now, and suddenly, more than ever. Our lobbies might be closed, but the Sagersville National Bank wants to remind our customers that we're still here, we're still working to provide our community with as many services as possible. During this time especially, we encourage all of our customers to take advantage of all the options we offer to manage your accounts from the convenience of your home. 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, 24-hour telephone banking, remote deposit, automatic loan payments, and wire transfers are also still available to our customers. And we're still here during our normal hours. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5. And the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations. The seasonal shop is open, and they're still doing curbside pickup, so you can call and place orders, and they'll still bring them out to you. And inside, you'll find all new merchandise throughout the entire store, all new spring and summer women's clothing from Charlie Page and Mud Pie, accessories, jewelry, shoes, and bags too, casual outfits for everyday or special occasion outfits and dresses. And if you've been home a lot and really want to freshen up your decor, they have so much to choose from, and they're happy to give you any fresh ideas that you might need. And just in, a large selection of Simply Southern and Candleberry at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville. A quick reminder, the McGoffin County Farmers Market is open on its normal schedule at its temporary location at the McGoffin County Extension Service. With that, here's just a brief community calendar brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau that starts off with a very happy birthday wish. Yeah, that's right. The callers said, be sure and wish with lots of love and best wishes a happy 60th birthday to Vicki Weiskup. Happy birthday. Happy 60th to you, Vicki. Happy birthday from a host of family and friends. Happy birthday to you. And remember, our calendar is always here whenever you've got a birthday or an anniversary, as is the Sagersville Independent. We'll print them too for free. You just got to get them to us. And for your church, government, group, other nonprofit announcements nightly as well. This is how you get all that to me so I can tell everyone about it. Going on to this evening's funeral service announcements from the Sagersville Funeral Home. 29-year-old Spencer Ward Allen of Winnemac, Indiana, passed away Saturday, the son of Ward and Melissa Sue Richardson Allen. He's survived by his parents, as well as wife Melissa Kellums Allen, son Branson Ward Allen, and brothers Cheyenne Allen, Brad Allen, Daniel Allen, and sisters Diana Allen and Stacy Knapp, and a host of family and friends. Funeral services for Mr. Spencer Ward Allen will be held tomorrow morning at 11 from the Sagersville Funeral Home. The family is welcoming friends for visitation this evening. 64-year-old Raymond Jr. Gibson, 64, Sagersville, passed away on Monday, son of the late Ollie Raymond Gibson and Imogene Barnett Sturgill. He's survived by his wife, Anna Sparks Gibson, and sons Shane Donovan Gibson and Shane Davis, daughter Christy Miller, and daughter Jessica Griffith as well as three brothers, Darvin, Donald, and Russell Gibson, and four sisters, Doris Morgan, Rosemary Reisner, Helen Sparks, and Barbara Collins, and several grandchildren. Funeral services for Raymond Jr. Gibson are going to be held tomorrow at 1 from the Holiness House of Prayer. Friends can call on the church for visitation until 9 o'clock tonight. 66-year-old Charles Combs of Lick Creek passed away on Monday, the son of the late C.J. and Anna Mae Salyer Combs. He's also preceded in death by son Jason Combs, daughter Jessica Combs, brothers Jerry Combs, George Philip Patton, and sisters Sandy Hibbins and Joni Conley. He's survived by his wife Betty Helton Combs, brother Mark Combs, sisters Kathy Patrick, Waletta Bailey, Jennifer Cardy, Ginger Ashworth, and three grandchildren and one great-grandchild and a special nephew. Services in his honor will be held Friday at 11 from the Sagersville Funeral Home. The family will welcome friends tomorrow evening after 6. And Ed Cottle, 89, of Sagersville, passed away on Wednesday in Campton. Ed was born the son of the late Harkless and Fanny Howard Cottle. Services incomplete at this time, but to be announced soon by the Sagersville Funeral Home. Now for your Licking Valley RACC outlook, more sun than not, but shower chances ride throughout the entire forecast period and ramp up by the end of the work week. Those shower chances tonight, really none in the forecast. There are little slight showers, nothing in the surrounding county area to McGoffin County right now. All over Kentucky elsewhere, you pretty much can't hardly go without finding one overhead. But we're going to fare, I think, for the most part, partly cloudy and a low in the upper 60s tonight with nothing more than light winds. For your Thursday, I look for a dry one early. Mostly sunny tomorrow, a little early valley fog, isolated showers and thunderstorms, I think, late tomorrow with a chance of about 20%, maybe 30% by later on tomorrow night, with those possibly into the evening. So at least through, I think, latter afternoon hours, we should stay mostly sunny and dry. Slight chance of showers out and ahead of a front that ramps up shower chances by your Friday. So 90 tomorrow, mostly sunny, some late showers, slight chance. And then Friday rolls around. It's still mostly sunny, but shower chances and thunderstorms to the tune of 70%. That is pretty much from late morning on. Shower chances will increase throughout the morning and early afternoon. And then clouds by tomorrow night will give us mostly cloudy skies. Still a 60% chance of lingering showers and thunderstorms. That's Friday now, through Friday. I'm sorry if I said tomorrow, but Friday evening we'll still hold on to 60%. 90 and 69 your high and low for Friday. That front and those showers will knock us down a degree or two back into the 80s for the first time in several days. For Saturday, mid-80s, mostly sunny, shower chances at 60%. Sunday, mid-80s, mostly sunny, shower chances at 50%. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday will be the, let's say, coldest, because that's still an 83-degree day, but that's going to be the low in the forecast period. We're still going to be in the low 80s Monday, or will be in the low 80s, mostly sunny skies, 50% chance of showers. The trend continues. We'll warm back up to the mid and upper 80s Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, but still sunshine and shower chances each and every day. Even when we've got that 70% chance of showers on your Friday, we've got sunshine above to some degree. So that is your pattern and your outlook per Licking Valley RACC and the National Weather Service. Umbrellas are a good thing to keep this time of year in Kentucky. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. Remember, get an edition of the Sagersville Independent tomorrow as soon as you can. And as well, a reminder that it is free online in full high resolution if you go to SagersvilleIndependent.com, our website, or our social media networks. And you can find the link there, as we're just trying to make sure everyone has all the information they need during this pandemic. And then that's going to kind of roll over into a subscription or be a part of a subscription type base for a very small fee per year later on. But right now, we're just wanting to make sure that you can get your hands and eyes in the Sagersville Independent any way possible. A lot of sports stories again, even though sports is not happening, there's sporting news, and it's in tomorrow's paper and a whole lot of other things we hope you won't miss when you get yours. I'll see you back here tomorrow night.